Hello YouTube, welcome to RV Daydream, and we're nowhere near anything to do with an RV. Actually, we are at Heidi's house, her childhood home, and the reason that we're here is because we want to test a product that will work in an RV. You may want to try it out if you have an RV, but more importantly, we needed to get some sort of a bigger area to show how efficient this thing is, and that is a portable air conditioner. So let's go ahead and give you the intro here, and then we'll talk about why you may need something like this and why this might be a better option for you if you're tired of using your rooftop air conditioner.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
This is a NewAir portable air conditioner. Now, NewAir, if you guys know what that name is the same company that we had done a review on their 44-pound-a-day ice maker, which we continuously use and love. So, full disclosure, they sent us this air conditioner to try out. They asked if it's something we may want to look at. And there could be multiple reasons why you may want to go with something like this. For the money that's involved to buy this and to put it into your RV, if you have the room, it might be an option if somebody doesn't want to replace their rooftop air conditioner. That's something that requires, somebody to actually take and put it on the roof to do the wiring, and at some point you might not be able to do that if you get old enough. I mean, as it is now, Heidi and I is getting to the point where we might not be able to do a rooftop air conditioner on our RV if it went out. We'd have to bring it in and get it done. And of course, the cost that's involved. Now, it's no secret that the rooftop air conditioners on RVs are not that efficient. So if you're paying for electricity at your site, this is something that you might want to get into because it is more efficient and it does produce a considerable amount of cool air. Now, they've got a couple of new ratings that are available out there. I'll go ahead and show you what they're saying here. The DOE 10,000 BTU, I guess that's the one that's an old school rating. That's the one that we'll pretty much refer to here. It does say 14,000 BTU. I don't know, compared to a regular air conditioner, if 14,000 BTU would be a good number to look at. I go by the ones that I'm comfortable with, and I know the old school 10,000 BTU, that is basically what they used to rate home air conditioners at for some time. As far as the product itself, it is heavy. You're talking 68 pounds. And the dimensions on the air conditioner, you can see them there, just over 17 inches. As far as the width, 13 inches, just over that, as far as how deep it is, and just over 28 inches high. This is the package that you would receive it in, and you can see it's pretty formidable, and being 68 pounds, it's a little bit cumbersome. So why would you need this in the RV other than what I just mentioned? Some of these RVs, especially when you get out in the desert, which there's some argument of whether you need a swamp cooler or you need an actual air conditioner. So we'll say the desert or even Florida in the summer, you might need an auxiliary air conditioner. And Heidi can attest to it firsthand. You can ask her. Not only does it get so hot down in the southern states, like when we were in Alabama and the heat index was 118, but you will see a lot of permanent campground, people that are permanent at the campground that we're staying at. And what do they always have hanging out their windows?
Always a home air conditioner.
Yeah, they always have their own little air conditioner hanging out the window, and it's so they can cool the room that they are in. So, not just the rooftop air conditioners on RVs being inefficient. You also have, even if they are efficient, situations where the RV's not insulated well enough that you need an auxiliary air conditioner. We have personally not run into that situation yet. but we could have used this in a couple of instances. So let's go ahead and pull this thing out, read through the details of it, and we're going to do a little test. As reason being, like I said, we're in this big room. I opened all the windows up. I should say the windows, just the curtains, and brought our temperature gauge from the RV, and we're at 80 degrees inside here. There is no central air in this home currently, and always Heidi's had a window air conditioner, and we're going to see how this does for this room, because they used to have a portable air conditioner in this room some time ago, and it did an okay job. I think this one's going to do much better, so let's see what happens here. Alright, so once inside the box here, you can see there's a few things you need to be aware of. I'm assuming this is some sort of it's ventilation. That's for the vent. So these are the collars for the vent. One will hook to the air conditioner itself. The other one will hook to the part that discharges the exhaust out the window. Now this is a standard, you see, just a standard plug. But you can also see it has a ground fault interrupt switch on there, a breaker basically. And you do have to have a decent amount of amperage to run this. I mean, this is a pretty good size air conditioner, so just don't think you're going to put this in an extension cord and it's going to work perfectly, because that's not the case. There's a couple of features with this that's really nice. One of them is it's got a dehumidifier function. So it operates just like a dehumidifier. So you don't have to have it on air conditioner, which again, another great reason to have it inside your RV. There's been plenty of times that we've been in situations that the RV's pretty cool inside. It's not that it's hot, you know, we might be only 70 degrees inside, but the humidity's through the roof. So yeah, having a dehumidifier would definitely help out. And see, it also comes with a remote control. Again, something nice to have if you're wanting to lounge around and besides a little bit too cold. You got your manual here. There's a condensation hose. Oh yeah, it's a, you guys that have Rhino Flex sewer hoses, that's what this is like. This is well packaged. And then this is the panel for the discharge on the window. Let me see if it's got handles. And it does have handles, so that's nice. Not a big deal to get this put into the window and for these ends to go on. The ends just screw on, pretty simple. This panel here you can see expands. Now, whenever you're going to do this, you may have a sash style. Of course, that's going to require you to do something a little bit different. But on RVs, that's the other reason we're here. We have sliding windows on our RVs. On some RVs, we did on our Terry camper for sure. But this would allow you to slide open and put this panel in that's adjustable, and then put your vent. Now, ideally, the vent, you want to put it as high as possible. You know, maybe up here possibly. But in this case, for the hose to reach, we put it at the bottom, and it still will exhaust out just fine. If you're in a situation in a home, of course, you're going to do some extra stuff. You're going to go ahead and put in some foam, which you can buy at, you know, the Lowe's or Home Depot. It's just some air conditioning foam. And then, of course, for security reasons, you're going to want to put some sort of a block here that runs from here all the way over, so the window can't be slid open easily whenever you're away from the house. So there's some extra steps that you want to do to make it a little bit safer. So there's a lot of nice things on here. Heidi's telling me that reading through, there's an oscillator that allows this thing to oscillate, and I believe that's this door will open and close. And of course, it has a timer that will allow you to set the timer for it to run only so many hours in the day and then shut off, or maybe it comes on during the, you know, in the morning, whenever it starts to get warm outside. It'll come on automatically. You got sleep modes. There's a lot of different functions that makes this really nice, but what we're concerned with more than anything else is will it change the temperature. Now currently it's 78 in here. I'll go ahead and move this down. Let's set it over here. 78 degrees, 54% humidity. We're going to leave all these windows open, but we will close the door right there. And of course, these doors are closed off here. So this is going to allow us to test out the amount of cool air that comes out. Now, like with any air conditioner, you do have a condenser that's inside there that will shed water. And there are ways to get the water to come out. You could, if you wanted to, set up a drain hose that's consistent, constant all the time. Or you'll have to empty this, which this will tell you whenever it's full. It does have a filter on the back, like I mentioned. It's really easy to access, and you do want to change these and open these up and take a look at them to make sure that they're not too dusty. They're easy to clean just with a toothbrush, maybe some water, and then put them right back in again. This is more like a dehumidifier as far as that filter is concerned than an air conditioner. But as far as the overall look of it, it's a pretty nice unit. And we're going to go ahead and get down here and look at the readings so you can take a look here. And as far as the amperage, it's showing real low amps, 11.2 amp. It's not bad considering the BTU that this is at. Yeah, I expect it to be a lot more than that. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Let's hear what it sounds like, which, again, we power button. See, that opens up. Of course, you're going to hear the air now blowing into the microphone of the phone. Nice big display, so you can see it from a distance. You don't have to get up and come look at that. Go ahead. That's pretty much the lowest setting, 61 degrees. We have it on, of course, cool. You can do oscillate. Let's go ahead and see what that's like. And basically oscillate, you can see all that does is open and close that door. But yeah, it's not too loud. And this is, as far as I know, high fan. Yeah, it's showing it's on high fan. You're on cool, 61 degrees. And again, this will tell you when it's full, so you can empty it if need to be at that point in time. So we'll go ahead and let this thing run. Let's see, what time do you currently have? You want to set a timer? So as your stopwatch shows, we're over an hour and 2 minutes. And we are currently at 74 degrees. You can see it's 74.7. Heidi and I have been sitting in here. We did come in here hot after we mowed the lawn, but within the first 38 minutes, you drop down 4 degrees. So I would assume that if we ran this, which we're going to continue to run, to see how cold we can get it in this situation. The sun is peeking in and out of clouds at this point. But I think if we ran this for about 3 hours in this room, which this room's rather large. I know that doesn't come out on camera necessarily, but let me go ahead and go back. And it's not insulated the best either. It's just acoustic tiling that's up top here. There's no batten fiberglass or anything up there. And you can see this is a long room. I would have to say that the room is probably 11 by 30. So again, with all these windows and the way that they're positioned, with the sun reflecting and coming in, it's doing a pretty good job. Yeah, there's not a lot of insulation in here. This was an addition that was added years ago, and it's just a concrete slab underneath. So the link in the video down below in the description, it's going to be RVDaydream 10. It's going to be your code. Click the link and that'll give you 10% off. So pick yourself up one of these and be able to cool your RV off in style. Actually, it's going to be a lot quieter. Click the link. There'll be a 10% code that you can use. And if this is something that you want to try out, I'll tell you, we're not in the situation where we need this in our RV. We have 2 rooftop air conditioners, and even in the heat of Alabama, it would have been nice to have something like this, but we didn't need it. But if you're in a situation where you're maybe in a toy hauler and you have an office in the back, yeah, definitely. Maybe you have an RV lot and you have one of those little sheds that are also like a little cabana that you might have guests stay. Definitely. But definitely something to look into if you are in need of cooling off, which this summer's been pretty hot. So, as always, guys, we hope to see you out here. Bye.